So when somebody signs up to your email list through a landing page, or through your website or something like that, the first thing that you should send them before you send them general emails, like the same emails for the people who are already on your email list, you should send them a welcome campaign because maybe they found you through an advertisement or just randomly Googling something. And they don't like personally know you yet. So obviously you've probably heard people say you want people to know, like, and trust you before they buy from you. So a welcome campaign sort of turns like a cold prospect into a warm one. They're getting to know you through this campaign. So it's a little bit of personal, a little bit of business, and gives them insight into like what they can expect and what you provide for them, with them, to them, all of that stuff, right? So a welcome campaign can be like 7 emails. A lot of people say, or at least back in the day, they used to say a person needs 7 touches before they buy, before they know, like, and trust you enough to buy from you. But now, because we're in the world of social media, it's more like 22, 23 touches. So that's wild and crazy, but you don't have to send them 22 emails. You can send them 7 in your welcome email or your welcome email sequence, and then add them to your main email list. And then they'll start getting nurtured through that. And then hopefully become paying customers once they're reading all of your weekly emails. Okay, so a welcome campaign can consist of a bunch of emails, obviously. The first one being welcome to blank. So if they sign up through a landing page, and they're like, you say 5 mistakes people are making with their CRM system, which is a freebie that I'm working on right now. They come to your website, they sign up for that. And then my first email to them is, here are the 5 mistakes that people are making with their CRM systems. So they see that subject line, they know it's from me, they know it's something they signed up for, and they open it. So obviously your content for that email can include a warm greeting and a thank you for signing up, a brief introduction to your brand mission and what they can sort of expect from you. You can highlight immediate benefits. So if you do have like a discount code for new subscribers, you could add that in, or you could just obviously give them the freebie, right? And then a call to action. For the first email, I would still keep it free. So instead of like telling them that you have coaching for $1,200 or something like that, keep it free and say, remember to follow me on social media at blah, 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 right? All right, so your second email, which would be the next day or the next day, so like day 2 or 3, you can say what you are about. So the second most visited page on someone's website is the About Me page, because once people see your homepage and they know what your business is about, they want to know what you're about. So they want to get a little bit of insight into who owns this business, right? So that's a great second email to send to them in your welcome campaign. So the subject line could be better than this, but it could be, here's what company is all about, or here's what Katie is all about. That's something like that, right? Or if I am, I guess, talking about me in a way, I could say like, here's how I went from like real estate agent to marketing guru or something like that. I would never call myself a marketing guru, but that could be like a better subject line than just like, here's about me, right? So the content in this one could be information about you, your brand, your values, and your unique selling points. You want to showcase your products and services because About Me is really about them. So how can you specifically help a person who comes to your list? So even though I want to tell them about my kids and my dog and my whatever, my hobbies, I can do that as long as I tie it into how that helps them, or like how it came to be, that like all of these things equal my business and how I can help you, the reader, right? So remember that about me is really about them. You could include testimonials and success stories in this one if you have any, because again, that highlights you and your expertise, which is nice. So it's about me, right? And then the call to action here, because you always want a call to action, is like a direct link to a specific product or service. So here you can do a little bit of like warm selling at the bottom of this email. And then the third email, which would be day 4 or day 5. So you're skipping 1 or 2 days between each email. So you're not like bombarding them over and over again, unless of course in the first email you say, here's what you can expect in the next week, like an email a day. So you can do that, but you could also spread it out a little bit, which is nice, to get them rolling into your main email list, right? So the third one is like an educational email. So relevant tips just for you, blah, 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 just for you, tips, how-tos, guides, that sort of thing. So you can provide valuable content related to your industry or related to your business in some way, or obviously related to them working with you. You can link to relevant blog posts, like here are my top 3 read blog posts or my top 3 YouTube videos that can be helpful to you as you start this journey in blah, 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 right? Whatever you're selling. And then the call to action, you can send them to your website for more information. Again, the call to action could be to watch those 3 YouTube videos or something like that as well, just as long as they stay with you in a way, right? Call to action could also be wait for this next email and find out what others are saying about me, that sort of thing, because the next email, which is day 6 or 7, can be your social proof email. So this is all about testimonials, case studies, and reviews. You can highlight anything that you do if you're certified in anything, or if you've talked on stage, if you've helped like well-known people, anything like that. Just a little bit of testimonials. And here you can also say like, when like Stacy took my 5 days to blah, blah, blah program, this is what she said. So you're also saying, I also have this 5 days to success program that you should check out as well, which you could always link when you say, when Stacy took this program, right? So it's a little bit of promotion mixed in with the testimonials and the case studies. And then call to action could be to invite them to check out those programs, to obviously check you out again on social media. Yeah, or to get ready for the next email, whatever you want your call to action to be. So then the next email number 5 in this welcome sequence, is day 8 or 9. And then this one is about getting to know them. So this will help you when you're marketing to them. And again, it will help them get to know like what you do. So if they're like, well, I wonder if she would help me grow my Instagram, for instance, like this is what you're struggling with in your business. And then you write back, oh, let me give you an Instagram audit and we'll figure out what you need to do to grow that social media, something like that. So the subject is, let's get to know each other, or tell me about you, something like that. And then the content is asking about feedback or preferences, giving them a survey, telling them to reply to the email and tell you their biggest struggle right now. You can give them options to like customize their email preferences. So you can say, if you're one of the following, click the link and find out my solution. So obviously all 3 would be clickable links, so they can click on all 3. But I think when I was doing like real estate marketing, I had an email that said, are you struggling for lead generation? Are you struggling to organize your leads, or are you struggling to nurture your leads? So I had 3 different videos along with like PDFs or whatever you have that coincide with those 3 things that I help people do. So they were very specific to the CRM that I was working with, that I'm still working with a little bit. But they were just like how-to videos based on where that person is now. And then of course in the back end, I get the analytics on what was clicked, so I can see like how many people need lead generation versus lead nurture, that sort of thing. Yeah. And then the call to action would be to actually do the thing, right? Like PS, make sure you click on the something above to learn my solutions. Like number 2 is a doozy, something like clickbaity like that. Always gets people to a little bit intrigued and gets them to click. All right, offer number 6, email number 6 is an offer. So this is day like 11 to 14, depending on what you want to do. And then the special, I'm reading a little bit my emails, so my brain is getting ahead of me by like 2 or 3 words. So I said subject line, a special gift for you. And then my brain just said a special. Wow. Anyway, the subject line to the offer email is a special gift just for you. Or if you have the ability to do a merge tag, you can do a special gift just for contact name. So that's a better way to get them to open, because sometimes a special gift just for you, you're like, what is that? I don't care. But if you're like a special gift for Katie, that's personal, I'm going to open that. That's exciting. Okay. So the content for this email would be a special discount code, like thanking them for making it this far into your emails, especially if you're doing like 1 a day. Like, thank you so much for reading. If you've made it this far, I'd love to offer you 20% off my Instagram growth course or whatever you have. You can highlight popular products or services that align with that offer. So if they don't want this, maybe they'll want option 2 or 3, right? And then call to action, encourage them to take that offer before the expiration date, if you have one. All right, and number 7, the final email is around day 15. So this is half a month long of you contacting them, 2 weeks long, just getting them warmer, getting to know you getting to know them a little bit. And this one is sort of a what's to come email, right? So the subject can be stay tuned for more great content. And the content of the email could be a summary of what they received, like in case you missed it. Like number 1, I talked about my dog and how he led me to entrepreneurship, something like that. Number 2, I asked you about yourself. If you haven't answered, please click here and do so. I offered you that discount code. Make sure you use it before X date, all that stuff. Just say a summary of the email sequence. Just in case they did skip one, they can be like, oh, I can't believe I missed a discount code. Let me get back and read that. So your open rates are better. Your click-through rates are great as well. And then you can say, now that you're officially on the email list for the CRM Fairy or for your company, get ready for weekly tips and tricks on blah, 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 right? And then you can do a call to action, like a reply to this email and tell me what you're looking forward to most, or you can just say like, great to have you here. Can't wait for you to see what's coming up. So like they're a little bit excited to be on your email list and to see what's coming up. Right. So that is a welcome sequence. It's a couple weeks long. It's 7 emails. And again, people used to buy after 7. Hopefully during this email sequence, once they get to know you, if they're a little bit warm before they even come, maybe they buy something in that, what is it? That 6th email, or use a discount code in the 4th email or so. But don't be discouraged if the welcome sequence doesn't lead to a lot of sales, because again, people need 20 touches before they are ready to buy. And these touches can be emails posts that you have on social media and other things like ads that you're putting out, all that stuff. So it doesn't have to be 22 emails and then the money will come pouring in. It's just where you are in their world, how often they see you, that sort of thing. So that is why in the first email, you're encouraging them to follow you on social media, because if you've noticed, when you follow somebody, you see all their posts all at once. And then they sort of dive into your regular Instagram schedule. But Instagram loves to push out your new followers or new follows. So you want to make sure you add that to that first welcome email. Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. Okay. So a couple of tips for your successful welcome campaign. Personalization, like I said, put their name in the subject line. If you can, put their name in the like hi contact name, that sort of thing. It's also like jolting mid-email to like say, Katie, I'm talking about blah, blah, blah. So like do that merge tag, which is their contact name, mid-email, just to like remind them that you're talking to them personally. So this isn't a mass email. This email was made just for you. And I wanted to make sure I tell you this. So that's nice for them to read and be like, yes, I understand. We're talking. We're together, right? Okay. Consistency is important as well. So once they are on that email list and if you promise a weekly email, then deliver a weekly email. If you're doing like a monthly recap email, you could do that as well. Consistency, I've been terrible at. So if you're on my list, you know, sometimes you get a weekly email, sometimes it's every other week. And it's because I have 2 kids now and life gets in the way. But I do try to stay consistent. I apologize if you are feeling my inconsistencies, but that is the tip for success that I need to take myself. Okay, you want to give value-driven emails as well, because if you're just giving fluff, nobody's going to want to open your emails at a future date. And then, of course, in the back end, you want to dive into your analytics and check that open rate, check that click-through rate, and all of that stuff to make sure that your email campaigns are effective. So if 10 people sign up to your list and you send this welcome campaign and they all fall off after like 5 emails, or if like there's no click-through rate, like you can go in and sort of figure out why. You can pivot where you need to pivot. You can change how you say things if it like can be somewhat confusing to people. So analytics are always good, especially because when you have this welcome campaign and it's all laid out and ready, you can use it for the next 10 people and the next 10 people, which is great. Alrighty. So that is my tips and tricks for a successful welcome campaign. I hope this helps. Thanks for listening.